Hey guys, welcome back to another OHA video. Again, we're following up on the series of reviews we are doing for SBG magazine. We've done 1 and 2. If you haven't checked them out, they're the first videos on the screen, so give them a like, have a look, see what you think. Moving on though, we're going to get into issue 3. This is the Hill of Sorcery, and the contents of it are just as stunning as the first 2, if not better. I can personally say, in my opinion, you can see a definite improvement along the way. Not so much as far as the magazine content in general, but the modeling content that's being covered. The terrain, the miniatures, the painting, they're all terrific in issues 1 and 2. 3, they've really stepped it up, and once we get into issue 4, you're really going to see what I'm talking about. So let's jump right into it. This is issue 3 SBG. And starting off, we've got our typical editorial and content section, which is terrific. We have a new little section called SBG Towers, and that's just sort of a news surrounding SBG and GBHL. They speak about their trip to Nova, the hero of the issue, sort of some fun facts about the issue. Then we move over to Overhill and Underhill. This speaks about James Baldwin, who is a die-hard Tolkien fan. From what I can gather from it, he was an avid painter and decided to step out into the gaming side of it a little more, sort of out of his comfort zone. So it's neat because he writes it in a very Tolkien style, sort of the way he puts his thoughts together. It's quite interesting. So it's a good read, and he's a fantastic painter. Blown away at some of the models that they had demonstrated there. So it just talks about his experience on the tournament scene and sort of stepping into that world. So we get into Tom's Top 10 again, and this is Undercosted Heroes Part 2. Another excellent article, continuation from the last issue. Excellent resource with great breakdowns of the characters listed. Top 3 include Thranduil, Golden King, and Thorin Oakenshield. It's a great discussion of tactics to be used, as well as special rules to be combined. So it's worth checking out. Very neat list. He's a very smart individual when it comes to the information on the character and points in general. So very impressed with that article. And again, it's a number of pages because it's covering quite a gambit. Here we get into the scenario that is going to be covered within this particular issue, and that is the Siege of Dol Guldur. Sorry, boys. Excellent layout. Page art is incredible. Speaks to the suggested massive battle that was to take place in the film. Sort of Helm's Deep, but with elves on the other side. So it was indicated that that was the direction Jackson was initially wanting to go. We all know what we have in the movie. You guys take from it what you will. So excellent teaser here for the terrain that's being used in this scenario. It gives you your layout, your special rules, alternate force suggestions. They do an excellent job as usual. Moving on, this one is particularly interesting for me. This is Tactica. Again, you guys will know from the previous 2, this is sort of my favorite portion of the magazine. In this particular one, they are covering the beloved or hated ring wraiths. Tips for best uses, covers 6 of the named wraiths, and where best to employ them in your army, as far as outfitting them and getting the most out of them. They do an excellent job of laying out the 3 that were, or the 6 that were covered. Camille the Easterling, the Shadow Lord, the Tainted, the Dark Marshal, the Dwimmerling, and the Witch King. So they do a great job of covering that information, and gives you a neat little category at the end here where they categorize what they would recommend them be used for. So for aggressors, you want to go with the Easterling and the Knight of Umbar. Supporters, the Dark Marshal and the Betrayer. Controllers would be the Tainted, the Dwimmerling, and the Shadow Lord. And all-rounders are the Undying and the Witch King of Angmar. So it gives you some very useful information, and it is a fun article. So Moving on now to the battle report. As you can see there, again, another beautiful shot covering the Siege of Dol Guldur. Very impressed with this one, guys. The content is terrific, as well as the terrain and models. They're simply stunning. They've done a great job of putting this together. The report, as with the previous two, they're a joy to read, full of information, and basically they're covering basically saving Gandalf from the clutches of the Necromancer with a host of elves and the White Council. So you go through, you can see the board that they built. You need to get your hands on the PDF or the physical copy just to have a look at the terrain that was made for this. It's absolutely stunning. Very impressed. The models are amazing. You can see the multi-level play that they get into. I mean, what a fun board. I could only imagine being able to play on something like that. It'd be really fun, and they've done a terrific job of bringing it to life. So it goes through, all the turns and what's happening. And then the duel you have here, you can see the custom work that's been done. All of the 9 that are featured in this battle report were built from existing models, but heavily customized. We'll get into that coming up. So this is the duel. This is where the White Council comes to the rescue of Gandalf. And again, I mean, you can see it's amazing quality, absolutely amazing. So it's a lot of fun to read, and it's a long one. There's so much going on in this issue. We get into what I was speaking about here, summoning the 9. It is going over the custom work that was done to bring these guys to life. It's amazing what they did with them. The green stuff work, the different layers, and then it shows you the finished product on this side with the 9. So I think they did a great job of bringing them to life for custom models. Amazing, just a lot of fun. Moving on, we get Dave showing us how he pulled off the Necromancer. That model is absolutely stunning. It's a shame that trying to figure out how to replicate that and cast it would be almost a nightmare, but it is absolutely stunning. I know I'd die to have a piece of it, get a copy or one made. It's a terrific model. Moving over, Dave then gets into painting it. These guys are both from Shadow and Flame, which has been mentioned in the previous 2. They're heavy Lord of the Rings. I'd almost go as far to say addicts, but they support that hobby at on the UK side, provide custom work, custom painting, and custom built miniatures such as this. This is the custom made base that he developed for the Necromancer. You can see the Necromancer right up in there. All I can say, guys, is get a copy of this. It's stunning. The work, it's truly inspirational. It'll drive you to be better at your hobby. And then we've got sort of a small painting guide for Saruman. The only thing, I think that is a stopgap. The only thing that was missing in this particular issue was the painting masterclass, which I really did enjoy in the previous 2 issues. Now, the Saruman painting guide kind of covers it, but not in the detail that the previous magazine issues had covered. That would be my only recommendation on this issue, would be to bring that back. It's terrific for new players or guys that are looking to improve on their painting skills. But I also understand that they had an awful lot of content to cover within this issue. It was all stunning. You had to do it justice, so I get it. All in all, another terrific magazine. Get out, get yourselves a copy, guys, and stay tuned. We'll have the next one coming up shortly. So thanks for stopping by the OHA, and we'll catch up with you guys soon.